Hello, you're watching News Mongolia on MNB World, and I'm your host, Jaral Mat. On the News Mongolia today, Cabinet approves Trout amendment to labor force migration law for submission to Parliament. Mongolia to mark the centennial of the Proclamation and first constitution on November 26, 2024. Bazar International of Luxembourg 2024, a global charity event showcasing diverse cultures. For the news, stay tuned. On November 20, 2024, the Cabinet decided to submit a draft amendment to the law on labor force migration to Parliament. The current version of the law, effective from July 1, 2022, supports a flexible policy for employing foreigners to address labor shortages. Details as follows.
The current version of the law, effective since July 1, 2022, supports a flexible policy for employing foreigners to address labor shortages. However, the government proposes setting limits on the number and percentages of foreign workers in key economic sectors, such as mining, IT, finance, insurance, and real estate, while encouraging Mongolian employment in these areas. Additionally, it seeks to regulate foreign workforce limits and workplace fee exemptions in sectors like construction, energy, manufacturing, and processing. Under the current law, employers can invite foreign workers only after a 14-business-day domestic recruitment effort, a timeline that poses challenges for seasonal construction businesses. The amendment aims to remove this barrier, making it easier to hire foreign workers when necessary. The proposed changes are expected to benefit enterprises and investors in non-mineral and oil sectors by reducing costs, easing labor shortages, and boosting economic efficiency. They are also anticipated to accelerate the execution of strategic infrastructure and development projects, fostering Mongolia's overall economic growth.
On November 26, 2024, Mongolia will commemorate the 100th anniversary of the proclamation of the Mongolian People's Republic and the adoption of its first constitution through nationwide celebrations.
Resolution number 64 of 2023, passed by the state Great Horal, highlights the significance of this milestone and outlines plans to conduct historical research, organize academic conferences, and publish scholarly works related to the first constitution. The resolution also emphasizes fostering respect for the constitution and hosting state ceremonies and events, including an honorary session of the state Great Horal and the forum titled Effective Implementation of Parliamentary Oversight. The Centennial program includes lectures on the essence, content, and importance of the first constitution for university and high school students, academic conferences, and exhibitions under the theme Constitutionalism, Past, Present, and Future. Additionally, traditional wrestling tournaments and other ceremonial events will be part of the celebrations.
The Bazar International of Luxembourg 2024 took place from November 15 to 17, 2024 at Lux Expo, the Box Exhibition Center in Luxembourg. This annual event is the largest charity initiative in the country, aiming to promote international cultures and support various charitable causes.
Grand Duchess Maria Theresa of Luxembourg also participated in the 2024 Luxembourg Bazar International, which took place at Lux Expo at the Box. The Grand Duchess, alongside her successor Grand Duchess Stephanie, officially opened the event, which featured international cultural displays and marketplace with charitable purpose. The exhibition also saw the participation of Mongolia's ambassador to Luxembourg, Mr. Bolt, along with other officials. The proceeds from the event are dedicated to supporting charity projects worldwide and in Luxembourg. This year's Bazaar showcased the cultures, food, and handicrafts of over 60 countries, with members of Luxembourg's international community also taking part. The event, held annually, is a significant occasion that combines cultural exchange with charitable initiatives. I am participating in this festival, which attracts participants from over 70 countries, which features 60 stands. Mongolia has been involved over the past 8 years. Around 20 Mongolians reside in Luxembourg who actively participated in this humanitarian event. Beyond our presence at the expo, we aim to promote humanitarian projects carried out in Mongolia and raise funds for these initiatives. The Honorary Council of Mongolia and the Mongolian community here in Luxembourg are committed to continuing our support for this worthy cause.
I, Carmen de Calf, President of the Bazar International, very honored to be with you here and to enjoy this great event, annual event, in order to support charities around the world, in Mongolia and around the world. We select every single year about 30 nice, great charities. And our association, Bazar International, is run entirely by volunteers. Entirely. We are very proud of this. And we represent 55 nations. Mongolian, with a typical, nice, great products, high quality. And we have 54 other nations from all the continents: Africa, Asia, Europe, America, Australia. And the time is to enjoy and to bring different cultures and lots of nations, different nations together to enjoy for a good cause to support people in need. Thank you.
Hello, Mongolia. Greetings from Luxembourg, where I'm very happy to introduce you and to bring you to what we call the International Bazaar, which brings together 60 countries, amongst others Mongolia, selling their goods, sharing their traditions. And as you know, Luxembourg and Mongolia have been for 50 years in a row in close relations, not only from the diplomatic, but also from the cultural, from the medical, and from other segments. So it's an honor to be here. It's a pleasure. Everyone is coming to Luxembourg. We have our ministers come here. We have our deputies come here. We have people from all over Luxembourg and around Europe coming to visit this bazaar. It's for charity. That's very important to say. And inviting you here to make this experience, because it is how we show the world that we can all be united and be together. Thank you very much.
Since its inception in 1960, the Bazar International has grown significantly, now involving representatives from around 60 countries and nearly 1,500 volunteers. Over the 3 days of the event, approximately 35,000 visitors had the opportunity to explore diverse cultural exhibits while contributing to a range of global humanitarian, environmental, educational, and healthcare projects through donations. The event is a platform for introducing national arts, crafts, traditions, and local products, offering a wide array of items such as souvenirs, clothing, jewelry, and handicraft goods. All proceeds from the sales are donated to support various projects worldwide, making the Bazar International not only a commercial event, but also a meaningful cultural exchange and charitable opportunity. In previous years, more than 500,000 euros have been raised for humanitarian causes.
Thank you for staying with us. Here is the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Next, our program will turn our attention to foreign news, partnered with international news agencies. Countries of the world took turns rejecting a new but vague draft text released early Thursday, which attempts to form the spine of any deal reached at United Nations climate talks on money for developing countries to transition to clean energy and adapt to climate change.
The draft left out a crucial sticking point: how much wealthy nations will pay poor countries. A key option for the lowest amount donors are willing to pay was just a placeholder X. Part of that is because rich nations have yet to make an offer in negotiations. So the host country Azerbaijan, with its drawn-released package of proposals, did manage to unite a fractured world on climate change, but it was only in their unease and outright distaste for the plan. But in the comments that followed, all sides kept saying it was anything but balanced and pointed time was running out.
Dear colleagues, I remain confident that with collective effort and determination, we can successfully conclude our work here by tomorrow at 6 p.m. I trust you share my optimism and commitment to achieving this goal.
Colleagues, we have come a long way on the NCQG text. We have gone from 25 to 10 pages, but we still have a long way to go. This is a moment where you need to put all your cards on the table. The time to retain your maximalist positions has passed. We now need you to come together and engage in a real spirit of compromise and solidarity. We must leave room today showing we are serious about getting a deal.
On the NCQG, we are very disappointed. The NCQG text is simply not useful for reaching an agreement or an outcome. Many countries, including New Zealand, have suggested a range of bridging solutions. None of these have been represented in the text. Reflecting only two extreme outcomes does not bring the parties in this room closer together to agreeing an NCQG here in Baku.
Negotiators at the talks, known as COP29 in Baku, are trying to close the gap between the $1.3 trillion the developing world says is needed in climate finance and the few hundred billion that negotiators say richer nations have been prepared to give.
Ukraine claimed Thursday that Russia launched an intercontinental ballistic missile overnight at Dnipro. If confirmed, it would be the first time Moscow has used such a weapon in the war. Video posted on a Telegram channel with close ties to the Ukrainian military and verified by the Associated Press showed multiple explosions hitting a wide area of the Dnipro.
The video carries a time and date stamp of 5/17/01 on November 21, 2024, and a caption posted alongside the video described the attack as being carried out by an intercontinental ballistic missile. The Associated Press cannot independently verify the date or location for the video. In a statement of the Telegram messaging app, Ukraine's Air Force said an ICBM was fired at Dnipro along with 8 other missiles and that the military shot down 6 of them. 2 people were wounded in the attack, and an industrial facility and a rehabilitation center for people with disabilities were damaged, according to local officials. The Air Force statement did not specify the exact type of ICBM, but said it was launched from Russia's Astrakhan region on the Caspian Sea. Ukraine did not provide any actual evidence that an ICBM was used in the attack on the central city of Dnipro, apparently armed with conventional warheads. But President Volodymyr Zelensky said a missile used matched the speed and altitude of an ICBM. The Kremlin refused to comment on the strike. The attack came in a week when the US eased restrictions on Ukraine's use of US-made longer-range missiles inside Russia, and the Kremlin lowered its threshold for launching nuclear weapons. The range of an ICBM, which can exceed 5,500 kilometers, is beyond what is needed to attack Ukraine. But such missiles are designed to carry atomic warheads, and the use of one, even with the conventional payload, would serve as a chilling reminder of Russia's nuclear capability.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you next week with more news and updates. Have a nice weekend. Goodbye.